Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Well, we're going to do something a little different here today. I got another Magnum driver here in front of me. I figured we'll just do an interview with him over the CB, running down the road. Be a little something different. See if I can get him up here on the radio. Hey there, Hoss, you up there? Yeah, so I already jumped on YouTube, got the camera going, let everybody know that I'm going to interview you going down the road here on the CB. What you know?
Well, that's a different thing, I would imagine. I mean, it's kind of unique.
Yeah, a rolling interview going down the road. You can't beat that. So, by the way, how'd you end up with that shiny brand new trailer and I'm dragging this hunk of junk?
Pretty wide as a goat.
So how come you ended up with that pretty brand new trailer and I'm dragging an old one behind me?
Well, because I've had it for about 3 weeks and I picked it up there in our yard in Coon Rapids. And I wasn't about to let it go very quickly, very soon. So I figured I'd just go ahead and keep it.
Yeah, I was telling Tony the other day when I was talking to him, I said, the way that works, we come in there and grab a trailer, we drive down the entire line, and we look for a 120 or a 119 before we grab anything.
That's exactly it. And then at the times, all the other trailers are filthy.
Roger that. But, no, it looks like me and you is all going all the way to Chicago together today.
Well, did you hear back from Jen?
Yeah. Matter of fact, she called for the reschedule. I requested an 8 a.m. Saturday morning for an unload. She said they come back and requested an unload for Tuesday morning at 08.
What? Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a 34 in.
Well, so that's Joey's territory, so told me to take it to Chicago, drop it in the drop yard, said grab you another empty trailer. Then he gave me a whole list of trailers. Don't use this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one, because they're set up for dedicated. So I got to go down a list of numbers to make sure I don't steal somebody's trailer.
Well, that's what she did. He told me one time, the last time, about the same thing. He said, well, just take your load to the Chicago yard, drop it, but don't get this, and this trailer. And once you find an empty trailer that's not on the list, you can take it home.
Last time I was in there, he gave me a list of about 6 trailers. Last time I was in there was only like 6 trailers there.
That was probably the 6 trailers that was dedicated.
Now, I dropped the trailer in there about 5 days ago, and the one I dropped in there was a brand new trailer. I had it washed out, and I filled it with fuel when I dropped it, so I can guarantee you it's not going to be there when I get there.
No, not a chance. Not a chance. That's why when I go to the yard, I usually put a red tag on the trailers and say out of service.
Ah, so you're the one that does that. Now we know who the guilty party is.
Not all the time. Not all the time. I just wanted to keep this one.
Did you see that video I did if I grabbed the one that had the padlock on it, took it up to the shop, and had them cut it off?
No, but I heard about all kinds of stuff going on like that in the yard. Yeah, they even put the reefer on some sort of degrees. Even though it's empty, they might put it on and put a seal on it, make it look like it's loaded, and then they come back and it's
if I had to drop my trailer so I go over to Walmart or something or Target, what I'd do is I'd drop the trailer and I'd turn the reefer on and put one of the Magnum seals on it so it looked like it was sitting there with a load on it. And I'd run over and do my Wally World run, then come back and grab my trailer and away I'd go.
Yeah. But drivers are getting used to, accustomed to that and wise to that. So what you got to do now is put one of those, don't put a Magnum, seal on it, put something else on it, where it's not a Magnum seal, because if they think it's a Magnum seal, then they're going to take it. But you put another colored seal on it, or even a bolt seal, they won't take it, they won't even mess with it.
Now, this interview's going out on YouTube, and everybody in the company watches this video, right?
Dang it.
You're giving away all of our secrets, man.
Alright, well, that's what they would do anywhere else. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't dare do that at Magnum.
No, we're a much higher caliber driver than that. We don't partake in such activities.
Yeah, and we never cheat on our laws. We can't do that. We never talk back to the popo, and we never dispute anything our DM says, and we're always polite and courteous to everybody around us.
Because that is the Magnum way.
Yep.
So, how long you been with Magnum now there, Steve?
Well, I will have been with Magnum as of next month. I will be here 2 years, exactly. 2 years at Magnum, and I absolutely love them. I mean, the best doggone company I have ever driven for.
And how long have you been driving?
I've been driving over 30 years plus. I started out back in the day with Bud Meyer down there in Lake City, Minnesota. I drove for Bud Meyer, and then they got bought out by Covenant, and I had to get out of my International Eagle and had to drive one of their FLV freight shakers, and I was giving up a whole big sleeper and a whole bunch of chrome.
Mercy. So, how many miles in all do you know that you've actually driven out here OTR?
Other than with Magnum, I've been out here at least a couple million.
How'd you hear about Magnum?
Well, I was kind of looking for a better company. When I was looking for another company and I came across Magnum, I actually was driving for Swift at the time, and I ended up having 5 years ago open heart surgery, and then my health kind of went downhill, and I needed to be able to have a company that was all about family and the drivers, and you weren't just a number. And I've heard so many good things about Magnum, and I had to check it out, and Tony Dahl, the recruiter, worked with me, and he finally got me over here, and I'm just happy as a clam to be over here.
Yeah. I knew I was coming back out here OTR, and I hadn't been in a truck for years, but I knew a little bit about what I was looking for. And I spent 6 months researching companies, but I never saw anything about Magnum anywhere. There was no advertisements, there wasn't anything. I just happened to see one of their trucks pull into a truck stop one day, and I went, man, that's a good looking rig. I never heard about them, and went and talked to the driver, and that was my first. I didn't even know there was a Magnum, but seemed real happy with the company, said good things. I went on the line, and start searching about. And I actually thought there was somebody that was cleaning the internet for them because I couldn't find anything negative.
Well, there isn't anything negative. I mean, there's no forced dispatch. There's no the driver managers are very friendly. There's an open door policy. You can come and go as you please into the offices. You do carry a badge that the company does give you, but that's once you apply at Magnum and they bring you out. Another thing that really got to me that put Magnum as a company, as a trucking company, over the top was the fact that they weren't going to put me on a Greyhound, on a Grey Dog to come out to orientation. They actually put me on a plane, and I came out of Detroit area, and they put me on a plane, and I flew to Fargo, and my group, my orientation group, was the first group to make the switch from the old motel to the new Holiday Inn Express, which was awesome. You get your own room. There's a bar and a restaurant at the hotel. You are shuttled back and forth from Fargo or for Magnum to the hotel during your orientation stay, and the hotel is just awesome. I mean, they are just so awesome, and they do everything for the new Magnum drivers.
Yeah, all my new guys, they're all bragging about the accommodations. They're like, dude, this is first class, man. They took care of you. And I said, hey, welcome to the Magnum way.
Exactly. I mean, and I don't boast about something unless I absolutely believe in it. Magnum has been very, very good to me. I had emergency surgery last year before Thanksgiving. I was down in Rockford, Illinois, and I was really hurting in excruciating pain. I called the driver manager, and I told him I had to go to the hospital. And that Monday night, the 25th of November, I ended up in emergency surgery. And my wife came down after working in Michigan. She came down. They sent out a driver to come pick the truck up. They took it to our drop yard in Chicago. By Saturday, I was able to come out of the hospital, and we drove to the truck. I got my stuff out and went home for a month. I came back after being released, came back after a month, and I was able to get right back into my truck. It wasn't touched. Nobody used it, and that's a big, big plus in my book.
Roger that. Man, everybody gives me crap about me still driving a 19 because I get offered a brand new truck every year, and I always tell Tony, no, I don't want it. He's like, well, why don't you? I said, there's nothing wrong with the 2019 I'm in. I got her exactly the way I want her. Besides that, I don't want to move. Moving from one truck to another truck, it's like moving your house.
Yeah, and they expect you to be moved out of there within an hour. You can't move all of your stuff that you've acquired over the months and years in an hour. It's going to take at least a day and a half.
Yeah, I want a full day. I want a full day to move from one truck to another truck.
Exactly. Magnum is awesome. They pay you for layover. They pay you for detention. They pay you breakdown pay. They'll even put you in a hotel if you're out on the road while your truck's being fixed. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
I know. I tell people all the time we drive for the best company ever. But I need to hear it from somebody else other than just me. Main thing I wanted to talk to you about today is not so much, about the company Magnum. Is me and you hooked up down there in Winston-Salem last night. Took off 0:30 this morning. So we've been running together all day. I wanted to actually talk about that little incident with that little brown four-wheeler earlier. Why don't you tell everybody what happened there? I saw the whole thing in my rear view mirror. I watched the whole thing go down. But that's one of those things that you don't see every day.
Okay. Me and Walt were cruising along on Interstate 77, going through the cash boxes and the toll roads on I-77 in Virginia. And the left lane, or the right lane, was closed because of construction. And I got over to the left lane, and I had this little four-wheeler decide to get right up underneath my trailer, basically, and tailgate me all the way through the gorge. And then once both lanes decided to get reopened again, I got over to the right lane as I'm supposed to get over. And then all of a sudden, here comes this little four-wheeler, pulls around, passes me on the left line, then jumps right in front of me and stops in front of me on the interstate. And I kind of anticipated it and kind of expected something like it. And he just stopped in the middle of the slow lane, got out of his car and started to come back and started throwing his fists around. And I guess he saw me on the phone because I was calling the highway patrol. And he got back in his car, took off, and told me I was number one.
Number one. The ultimate trucker salute. You're number one. But, me and you were actually talking about it before it even happened. Because you'd said something about this guy being up your ass. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and we were on a curve. And I could tell by looking at that he had to have the front bumper underneath your DOT bumper. He was that tight on you. And we were talking about you. Remember I said, don't even sweat it, don't even act like he's there. Don't. What is it that I always tell you to say when somebody's doing something like that?
Bless his heart.
Just look at him and say, well, bless his heart, and go on about your day.
That's right.
So we were talking about it, and I was watching the situation in the rearview mirror. I seen him come around you, and then all of a sudden I seen you burying it and just shutting down right there in the middle of the freeway. Did you hear the other guys on the radio going the other direction?
I did. The other drivers in the other direction said, careful, watch yourself there northbound. You got a big truck just stopped in the middle of the road. I guess they didn't see that car in front of me.
No, I don't really think it was that. I think they were just warning the other northbound traffic. Going, hey, you got a truck stopped in the middle of the road. They didn't really go into why or anything. But, because we had traffic coming up behind us at 65, 70 mile an hour.
Exactly. So I think that's exactly what the southbound decided to do, was just kind of give the other drivers a heads up.
But what I don't understand is after he took off, and I watched the whole incident, and then I turned on my video camera because I was wanting to get him as he passed me. He never passed me.
Yeah, see, that doesn't, I don't understand that. Maybe he got off, or maybe he stopped, or I don't know what happened. It was like, for a second he was there, and then, poof, he was gone.
I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I didn't think we had an exit between there and the toll booth.
I don't know, I think maybe he kind of filled up his bridges or something, and he had to clean them out after that.
I don't know, but that was absolutely crazy. The only time else I've ever seen that happen is it happened to me one time. Told you I had a guy pull over in front of me and lock it up like that. He got out, opened up the back door. You know, it was a 4-door car. He opened up the back door, reached in. I didn't know if he was going to pull out a shotgun, a bat, or what. And then he turned and looked at me, and whatever he grabbed, decided not to, and he threw it back down the seat, got in his car, and left. That crap goes on out here, man.
Yeah, half these cars out here don't understand that we're an 80,000-pound bullet and 80,000-pound weapon, and we don't have the luxury of being able to stop on a dime like some of these four-wheelers.
You know, they don't even understand the fact that, you know, we're driving down the road at 65 miles an hour, and they're coming on. You know, they're going to merge into traffic. And I think we all talk about this. The fact that they don't know how to merge. You know, match the speed of traffic and either get in front or get behind. But when we're out here on the interstate in the flow of traffic, it is not our job to change our speed to allow them to get on the interstate. You know, we got 80,000 pounds we're moving. And they got a little 3,000 pound car. They can either speed it up or slow it down to adjust their speed to get into traffic.